Hello there, lovelies. How are you traveling? Kani Kamala here. This is my YouTube channel. I have decided to finally bite the bullet and pop my face out there in the public forum. I've had some videos and things up for a while, but I've actually never come online to do any horoscope recordings or any recordings of full moon or new moon, despite the fact that I've been doing them for a very long time and running them in circles for over 9 years now. I've been reading them for over 12, but haven't actually done anything formal. Here I am in the formal forum. Today I'm going to be reading for Libra on this full moon in Libra eclipse, which begins tomorrow. This reading will go from the 23rd of March through to the 5th of April, and it is my intention to come along and read fortnightly. That kind of works for me pretty well. So this will be the first one. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you come and join me along for the ride. That'd be really cool. Okay, let's have a look at the energy and talk about a couple of things in advance. Firstly, what is eclipse energy? What is lunar eclipse energy? What is full moon energy? This will be the same for all of the star signs, obviously. Okay, full moon energy is a releasing energy, and it's an energy where we're given the opportunity to release any blockages, any limitations, any obstacles that are holding us back from moving forward and stepping into the alignment of the highest potential that we can possibly live in. Excuse me, a bit of clearing going on. Lunar eclipse energy is the energy in which lunar energy is related to our shadows. So that's the parts of ourselves that we hide from the world, that we don't like to be seen or have visualized because they make us feel really vulnerable. It's our shadow energy. And eclipse energy is where the shadow energy is intensified. And so eclipse energy brings us into the reality where we're given this incredible opportunity to look at the parts of ourselves that aren't in sync with our soul, that aren't soul aligned, that are aspects of ourselves that need to be elevated. And generally they're stuck in some kind of old programming of limitation. That's most likely to have come from childhood, but may have come from some other circumstance, or certainly been amplified as a result of that circumstance. Okay, we are reading for Libra today. So big shout out to my Libran friends. I've got them all listed here. So big shout out to Peter and the lovely JD, the lovely Ali, Christine, Ray, Lee, Jordan, Sue, Xavier, Kayleen, Unitan, my dear friend Roger, who has passed over, Lynn T, Leanne W, Lorraine, and Jack. Bless you all. Alrighty. So with Libran energy, what are we looking at? We are looking at bringing into fruition the positive energies of Libra, the romantic, the charming, the great listener, the fairness, the justice, the idealism, and the understanding. And we're looking at releasing the energies that aren't in sync with those. So anything where there is pessimism, anything where we're caught in our own story so much that we can't see the greater good at all, the greater good of all, laziness, manipulation is another lower grade energy of Libran energy. So we're looking at removing the lower grade energies to bring us into the higher essence of being. Okay, as a very analytical energy, we get stuck in our heads, we Librans do, and we constantly oscillate between swinging one way of the pendulum, then swinging back into the other aspect of the pendulum. We can see situations from so many sides that it's really easy for us to be able to get caught and to flip our perspective so easily. But once we are in our soul's essence, then we know exactly what it is that we want as an outcome, at least for a nanosecond anyway. Librans are the great diplomats. What else can I say about Librans? Yeah, we have lots and lots of positive qualities, but we do have this capacity to get very easily caught in a fantasy world and to also have this predisposition that, you know, if the story isn't interesting enough, to kind of fill in the blanks, make it more interesting, and in the process, create a bit of drama. Alrighty, so I'm going to draw 3 cards as an overview, and then I'm going to draw 4 cards in order to tie in with those. My overview cards are coming from a beautiful deck, Universal Love deck by Tony Carmine Salerno, one of my favourite oracle creators. Pictures are just divine. Okay, Libra. Oh, this is such Libran energy. We are having a look at enchantment. Okay, so in this lunar eclipse energy, this full lunar eclipse moon energy, we're going to be looking at finding the beauty, the magic, the wonderment in life. Because if we get caught in the everyday and the ordinary, it can be a bit challenging for us. We are also going to be having a look at an overview of an answered prayer. So that would mean there's something that you're wanting to surrender. There's something specific that you're looking for. We're going to be surrendering that to the divine so that we can allow ourselves to trust that the universe has got our back and the best possible outcome is on the way. When we vacillate in our head and go round and round and round in circles, that's when we lose power, and that's when our energy doesn't vibrate at a high enough frequency for us to create in our life what it is that we want. So the idea is that we surrender to the divine what it is that we want to, you know, bring into our life. We do the hard yards of having a look and checking and witnessing all around thought patterns to ensure that they're in sync with that. And if a challenging situation comes up, we try and flip it to another perspective. And of course, Libra is all about relationship. So we're going to be having a look at that one this morning. Now, as a Libran myself, I had a really interesting situation this morning. I have someone in my life who, for all intents and purposes, their behaviour could be deemed to be not exactly fair, not exactly equal at the moment. The giving and the receiving is a little bit out of sync. And this is a conversation that I need to have with this person at the moment. And I was thinking this morning about Libran energy and how it's so focused in love and peace and harmony and balance. And on my way back from an appointment, I was stuck in a traffic jam. We had big roadworks out the front of our place, stuck in this traffic jam. What was really interesting was it was so obvious from a distance that there was only one way open. But to the right side, there were all of these cars that were going at breakneck speed to try and jump ahead of the people who were queued up and get in ahead. There must have been 40 or 50 that shot past to try and get, 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 cars ahead of the people who were waiting. And there was this immediate reaction within me. There was this part of me that wanted to go, oh, that's not fair. Like, that's not the right thing to do. I'm waiting my turn. Can't they wait their turn like everybody else? And because of my work as a star practitioner, storyteller, alchemy, rapid recode, I'm able to split my awareness. And so I found that my energy kind of left itself, and I was watching myself as the witness, the observer of my own process, as I'm sitting in this traffic jam. And there were these two parts of me that were in conflict, which is very common for Librans. There was this one part that wanted to go, oh, that's just not fair. I'm going to make sure I don't let anyone in. I'm just going to keep moving. I'm not going to give anyone the space. You know, they're not doing the right thing. There was this kind of a punishing energy that wanted to come in. And at the same time, there was always also this awareness of, you know, is it worth my peace? My peace is something that I focus so strongly on. Is it worth me entertaining the aspect that this isn't fair enough to disturb the frequency of my own flow? And I was looking at this, and all of a sudden I got the giggles, and I'm like, all right, it's not worth it. You know, yes, what I perceive is that they are being selfish. They're not doing the right thing. It's not fair. And, you know, it's certainly not something I would do. However, I'm not prepared to let that situation cost me my peace. And as soon as I surrendered it, it was cool. And then we all let one car in along the way, and all was fine and dandy and hunky-dory. Anyway, I get home and walk in the door and had the giggles instantly, because the person who's involved in the situation that I think needs to have a look at their equality of exchange was actually doing the dishes spontaneously. And I thought, isn't this interesting? I've surrendered my peace 10, 15 minutes before I've arrived home. And in that time period, this person has picked up the vibration of the shift in my energy, and they've matched it. They've done something that is showing me that they're actually on my team, that they're prepared to give more than they had been in the past. I haven't had any conversation with them about it at all, but it was the shift in my frequency that created the outcome. And that's where our power lies, is that surrender and that shifting of our vibration. Okay, Librans, let's see what we've got for you. Apparently not everyone calls us Librans, but most of my Libran friends do. Libran is the verb, is the noun of the name of the star sign, Libra. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to draw 4 cards. The issue, what is needed, greatest way to achieve it, and then the outcome. Okay, let's see what we've got. Whoops, that's the one. Oh, interesting. Oh, cards are a bit all over the place like a mad woman's breakfast. Okay, what have we got? That one. Oh, interesting. That's the one. And there's 2. Fantastic. Okay. And that was actually, okay, so there's 3 as an outcome. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, issue for us is moving on. This card depicts a person who is walking in the sand. They are moving forward through the sand. As they do so, the sand leaves very obvious footprints behind them. What is interesting is the person is very focused on the movement ahead. Their mindset is on where they're going, not where they've been. As a result, even though those footsteps are there behind them as a visual reminder of the past they've been in, they're going to be washed away by the ocean at some point really soon. The interesting thing about this card is sand is very, very absorbent energy. The beach is one of the best places to go to release the emotions that we no longer need. When we stand or sit or walk on the sand, the energy of the lower grade energies that we hold within us, like that it's not fair this morning that I experienced in the traffic, can be absorbed into the earth to be cleared and cleansed. And when we don't hold that vibration within us anymore, then we can look at things from a whole different perspective. Seawater, of course, is also incredibly cleansing. So we've got the double whammy there in being at the beach of releasing the emotions that we no longer want, and then just allowing them to be cleared away, both with water energy, but also the embracing of land energy as well too. Now, land energy keeps us very grounded, makes us feel safe, secure, like we belong in the universe. And so, it's that connection to the earth first, and then, what don't I need in my connection to the earth? I'm here in this earth school, walking my way through life, fulfilling the soul contract that I've come here to fulfill. What are the things I don't need anymore? What's the energy of the past that I can leave behind me? And how can I clear that away to move forward? Beautiful card to begin with. That's the issue. So there is something that needs to be cleared. It'll be something around safety, security, stability, finances, survival, or family, because it's earth energy. And there are emotions that need to be released because of it. Interesting. Okay, so that was the issue. What is needed? Now, bit of throat clearing going on here. Helpless and hopeless. Now, I don't think this means that we need to become helpless and hopeless, but that's possibly one of those energies that we need to be releasing at the moment. In fact, that's the way I'm going to read it anyway. If you have a look at this card, we're looking at a new beginning. It is a dawn between two mountains. If we look at mountains symbolically, they're often seen as obstacles, difficulties, challenges to move through. So we are moving through. So the focus is on the through, not over, not around, but through. We're moving through some difficulties and challenges that face us ahead in the future. There are steps up that can make that situation easier to move through, but those steps up require us to get rid of energy that's going to block us. And that helpless, hopeless, powerless energy of not having our solar plexus chakra switched on is going to be the first place to start. Now, ironically, this person doesn't have any shoes on either, so they are grounded on the earth. So we've got two grounding cards here, one that's looking at the emotions, one that's looking at the mental aspect, neither of which there are things that we have to release and let go of and put behind us in the past to be able to focus on the magic of what's being birthed for us in the future. If we can't let those emotions go, we're not going to see the full picture the way it could possibly be. Alrighty. Issue, what is needed? Greatest way to achieve it. Seek the truth. I love this card. Okay, once again, it's a mental card around the clarity that is required. It's a number 7, so it's the bringing in of spiritual assistance. This one shows the splitting of the veil. So it shows pulling back the curtains of illusion to see the truth behind a situation. So instead of, and interestingly, two brains, and these two brains are intersecting, this almost makes an arrowhead, like this is the direction that needs to be gone. We're looking at the intersection between those two. And so we're not looking at what the programming is that's been created in the brain. We're looking to forge a new direction. We're looking at coming at that situation from the energy of the soul, from love, peace, joy, personal power, and being able to step into that empowerment of a switched on solar plexus with the love in it, from the love in our heart, to be able to see a new opportunity, a different way of seeing things, a different way of forging forwards. So it's like pulling back that veil of illusion. Often we believe we're trapped, that we're stuck, we can't move forward, there are things that are blocking us, and it's that very fact that we think we're blocked, we're stuck, there's something stopping us from moving forward, that stops us from moving forward. So it's shedding that. And the outcome, let's have a look at the outcome. There were 3 cards. This was the one that fell first. Balance. Okay, so this looks at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the balance between giving and taking, very Libran in its essence. You know, what am I putting out into the universe, and am I allowing myself to receive that in the process, it to come back? There's an activation of the thymus gland here, and the thymus gland is about the picking up the energy of the collective. So being aware of what's going on in the collective, what's for the greater good of all. So what do I need to do in my divine masculine aspect of taking power, stepping into my truth, feeling safe, feeling secure, and my divine feminine aspect of nurturing, nourishing, assisting and receiving, in order to bring about a situation that's of benefit to all. My situation this morning in the traffic jam was absolutely an awareness of balance. You know, I could go one of 2 ways here. If I come back to center, what is it that's central to my awareness within myself of who I am and what I value and what I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on the injustice of this situation and get sidetracked by it, by going into a downhill spiral of it's not fair, I'm overlooked, like these people have pushed ahead of me, and then have a grumpy day for the rest of the day? Or do I want to look at it and go, yeah, it's not fair, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't change somebody from being focused on only their own perspective. I can just look at my behavior in the world and what I give out, and that's where my focus needs to be. And in shifting that vibration, I actually shifted the situation in my own personal world as well too. Embrace. Opening up that thymus gland, we've got it being activated here, atomic energy. Then we've got it absolutely pouring light out, embracing the whole world, looking at the collective, finding the wonderful in life, being open and ready to receive, allowing the good in. You know, arms open wide. What is wonderful in this world? And how can I focus on that to shift my frequency, to heighten my vibration, to bring about into my life the things that I really want to bring into my life? And then there's a reminder, choose your battles. What are the things you want to focus on? You know, come back to my story this morning. Did I want to focus on the injustice, or did I want to focus on my own peace? And in focusing on my own peace, I brought into my life the very thing that I knew I wanted to be working on over this Libran full moon. The interesting one here is the light is largely shining on the green emotional card. So watching your emotions in this Libran full moon eclipse energy, because it's going to be around the shadows that you have not yet finished releasing. All right, now I did find my Divine Abundance cards this morning, which I have lost for a very long time. I found them carefully packed away in a box that I didn't even know had things packed away in them. And so I'm going to choose one of them as a finality to the reading. And we're finishing on the card Flow. It says, allow me, Divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. And we've got the joy of dolphin in there, the blue of emotions, that are moving fluidly. Drink plenty of water this full moon, and thank you for joining me. Much love your way.